if you're not rooted a certain kind of way, it can get you to that life, that fast life, the drugs or whatever, or just the.
Stop using that pain to make it okay.
Jay Holiday's infamous 2018 Grammy rant, in which he lashed out at Beyoncé and Cardi B for allegedly winning awards over more deserving male artists, was a turning point, not just for his career, but for the broader conversation around gender dynamics in the music industry. At the time, Holiday, already a fading figure in R&B circles, used the platform of social media to express frustration over what he perceived as a systemic bias against black men in award nominations. His argument was that women like Beyoncé and Cardi B were leveraging personal trauma and emotional storytelling to secure accolades that should have gone to male artists who worked harder. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Fans, critics, and fellow musicians flooded Twitter with disdain, labeling him bitter, irrelevant, and out of touch. But beyond the public outrage, there were whispers, rumors that Beyoncé herself had taken matters into her own hands, enlisting Diddy to ensure that Holiday would never recover from the damage he caused. The roots of Jay Holiday's resentment run deeper than a single Grammy snub. Back in 2009, he lost Best Contemporary R&B album to Mary J. Blige's Growing Pains, an album that resonated emotionally with audiences and critics alike. That loss seemed to cement a pattern in his mind. Women were being rewarded not for musical excellence, but for their ability to articulate pain and vulnerability. He took to Twitter to vent, calling Blige untalented and suggesting that she won only because of her narrative rather than her artistry. While this initial outburst didn't destroy his career, it planted seeds of controversy that would bloom years later when he targeted Beyoncé, a far more powerful and influential figure. Beyoncé, known for her calculated responses and strategic maneuvering, did not publicly engage with Holiday's comments. Instead, she reportedly acted behind the scenes, leveraging her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs to orchestrate a quiet but effective takedown. According to sources close to the situation, Diddy played a pivotal role in ensuring that Holiday's career opportunities dried up almost overnight. Promo deals were pulled, label support vanished, and doors that once opened for him slammed shut without explanation. It wasn't just about punishing him, it was about sending a message to others who might dare challenge the Queen's dominance or question the legitimacy of her success. This wasn't the first time Diddy had been used as a weapon on Beyoncé's behalf. In the past, Freddie P of Day 26 fame revealed that during the filming of Making the Band, Diddy forced members of the group to walk for hours through New York City to fetch a cheesecake for Beyoncé. What initially seemed like a bizarre power trip by Diddy was later exposed as a favor for Beyoncé, highlighting the extent to which she could influence decisions within Diddy's inner circle. This incident underscored the idea that Beyoncé wasn't just working alongside Diddy, she was pulling strings, using his influence to enforce her will. Holiday, realizing the consequences of his actions, reportedly attempted to apologize to Beyoncé directly. However, instead of accepting his apology, she redirected him to Diddy, forcing him into a humiliating position where he had to grovel before someone who now held significant power over his future. This act of submission, according to insiders, was part of a larger effort to make sure that Holiday understood the hierarchy within the industry and his place beneath it. The fallout from Holiday's comments extended beyond just his professional life. Public perception of him shifted dramatically. Once viewed as a promising voice in R&B, he became a cautionary tale, a man whose inability to evolve with the times led to his downfall. Memes, jokes, and scathing commentary flooded social media, painting him as a relic of a bygone era, unwilling to adapt to a changing landscape where women were no longer sidelined in the narratives of success. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of this saga is how it reflects broader shifts in the music industry. For decades, male artists dominated award shows, often overshadowing their female counterparts despite equal or even superior contributions. Beyoncé's rise, and the cultural reverence that followed, signaled a shift toward recognizing the unique value that women bring to music, both artistically and emotionally. Holiday's rant, while misguided and poorly timed, inadvertently highlighted the growing tension between traditional notions of masculinity in music and the new wave of empowerment championed by women like Beyoncé and Cardi B. Even today, the story of Jay Holiday's fall from grace remains a topic of discussion among fans and industry insiders. Some see it as an example of Beyoncé's unparalleled influence and the lengths she's willing to go to protect her legacy. Others view it as a reflection of the cutthroat nature of the entertainment business, where alliances can determine your fate. Either way, the narrative serves as a reminder that in the world of music, respect isn't given freely, it's earned, defended, and sometimes ruthlessly enforced. Ultimately, Jay Holiday's experience underscores the importance of understanding the cultural moment in which one operates. His failure to recognize the shifting tides of the industry, where authenticity, emotional depth, and storytelling are valued as much as technical skill, led to his undoing. Whether Beyoncé directly orchestrated his downfall or simply allowed the consequences of his actions to play out naturally, the result was the same. Jay Holiday faded into obscurity, while Beyoncé continued to ascend, solidifying her status as one of the most formidable forces in music history. What makes this entire episode particularly compelling is the way it encapsulates the intersection of race, gender, and power in the music industry. For many black male artists, especially those who came up in the early 2000s, the rise of strong, independent female voices in mainstream music posed a challenge to the traditional hierarchies they had grown accustomed to. Artists like Beyoncé and Mary J. Blige weren't just making great music, they were redefining what it meant to be successful in a space that had historically favored male perspectives. When Jay Holiday voiced his frustrations, he was tapping into a broader anxiety felt by many male artists who saw their relevance slipping as women gained more control over their narratives and careers. Beyoncé, in particular, has long been a symbol of resilience, ambition, and unapologetic black womanhood. Her music, visuals, and public persona all reflect a deep commitment to celebrating the strength and complexity of black women. So when Holiday criticized her for winning a Grammy, even if she hadn't technically won that year, he was essentially attacking the very values she embodied. To many of her fans, especially those in the Beehive, this was unacceptable. They saw his comments as not just sexist, but deeply disrespectful to everything Beyoncé represented. Diddy's involvement in the aftermath of Holiday's remarks also speaks volumes about the power structures within the industry. As one of the most influential figures in hip-hop and R&B, Diddy has long been known for his loyalty to those he considers allies. His close relationship with Beyoncé, both professionally and personally, gave him the leverage needed to enact real consequences for Holiday's actions. Whether or not Beyoncé explicitly asked Diddy to retaliate, the fact that such a move was even possible highlights the extent of her influence. Another layer to this story is the way it reflects the evolution of how artists handle criticism and conflict. In the past, disputes were often settled publicly, with diss tracks and press interviews serving as battlegrounds. Today, however, the rise of social media and behind-the-scenes maneuvering has changed the game. Beyoncé's approach, letting the system work against Holiday while maintaining her composure, was a masterclass in modern celebrity politics. She didn't need to respond directly. The industry itself did the heavy lifting for her. Jay Holiday's case also raises questions about accountability and redemption in the entertainment world. Many artists have made controversial statements at some point in their careers, but few faced the kind of consequences he did. Was his punishment fair? Or was it an overreaction fueled by Beyoncé's immense power? These are difficult questions with no easy answers, but they speak to the broader issue of how the industry treats those who fall out of favor. One thing is certain, the incident left a lasting mark on Holiday's career. After the backlash, he largely disappeared from the public eye. His music stopped receiving promotion, and he struggled to find new opportunities in an increasingly competitive market. Meanwhile, Beyoncé continued to break barriers, releasing critically acclaimed projects like Lemonade and headlining Coachella in a historic performance that further cemented her legacy. The contrast between their trajectories couldn't be starker. Looking back, it's clear that Jay Holiday's 2018 Grammy rant was more than just a misstep. It was a collision between outdated views of masculinity and the new reality of an industry that increasingly celebrates diverse voices. Beyoncé's response, whether direct or indirect, was a testament to her ability to navigate complex power dynamics with precision and strategy, and Diddy's role in the affair served as a reminder that in the world of entertainment, influence often flows through unexpected channels. In the end, the story of Jay Holiday's feud with Beyoncé is about more than just one artist's downfall. It's about the evolving landscape of the music industry, the shifting balance of power between genders, and the enduring impact of one of the most iconic performers of our time. Whether you view Beyoncé as a protective queen defending her throne, or a ruthless force eliminating threats, one thing remains undeniable: her influence continues to shape the culture in ways that few can rival.